Are we recording? Okay. So, this time, take 12. Introduction. A long time ago. All right, guys, what's up? I'm Dan. This is Tor. Today, we have for you a wonderful core class. And this is going to be a great class to get hungry, get determined, to get a ripped six-pack. When all the boys and girls are running after you and talking about how ripped and awesome you are, just tell them that you watched Asana Yoga's video, and that's what happened. You don't really need much other than a block and possibly a blanket and your game face. That's really important. If you had like a good sweatband, that would be really nice too, but neither of us had one, so you can outdo us there. Beside that, it's an all-levels class. If it doesn't feel good for you, take a breather at any point, but hopefully the instruction is clear enough and fun enough and nice enough that you can do this, get your six-packs, and be super awesome, which you already are, so that's a name. Enjoy class, and here we go. We're going to get started in Shavasana, but don't get too excited because it's going to be a very short-lived Shavasana, okay? So get really comfortable, but not too comfortable, okay? All right, so anywho, we're going to start off with a little bit of breathing because all of our core work today is going to be an extension of our breath. And what's going to be really interesting is that moving through the core and engaging the core and working the core, your breath is going to really be transformed. It's going to be a really full, deep breath when we finish up class. So I'd like you to get started with your hands right on your navel. So just resting right on top of your stomach. Get both hands stacking. Okay. As you inhale here, press the stomach into the hands. So you feel the hands rising with the stomach, and as you exhale, the hands will naturally fall with the stomach. Okay, and take a few more breaths this way. And the deeper that you inhale, the easier it's going to be to exhale, the fuller your exhale is going to be. So this is absolutely perfect what Tor is doing here. Okay. So you'll notice how our hands are just lifting with those inhales and falling with the exhales. Good. Now keep your bottom hand where it is and place the other hand right at your heart center. So as you fill up through the stomach, notice your chest expanding, not only forward, but out to the side too. What you might feel is that your ribs against the inside of your wrist are pushing gently. And as you exhale, both are just going to relax down. In and out through your nose as much as is possible. And it should feel really relaxing. And our core crusher killer class today should feel very relaxing too. And so if at any point during class today things start to get a little bit intense, just remember this breath and remember this moment. Remember how peaceful you once felt. I guarantee that you can get that back again. You could also turn the video off and storm off, but I promise the end is going to be really nice. So let's take a few more breaths. I'll shut up with the dumb jokes. And really find a rhythm of breath that you'll be able to continue with, using your stomach, using your chest. Nice full inhales, nice full exhales. All right, so we're gonna do a floor sequence. And what you'll need is you'll need a block. So let's bend at the knees, taking the heels right underneath the knees. Take your palms beside you. Okay, before we use the block, we're gonna do a few moving bridges here. So press your hands firmly into the ground. Feel the floor pressing away underneath the hands. Same sensation underneath the foot, underneath both your feet, because you have 2 feet probably. Pressing those feet firmly into the ground, the hands firmly into the ground. With the next exhale, lift the hips up. Okay, so press the legs, press arms, press, press, press. Inhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower down. And so we're just gonna move right here. So you're gonna engage the arms, engage the legs, engage all the muscles of the back, and even engage the glutes a little bit. You don't wanna be a hard ass right here, but you do wanna have a little bit of support for your sacrum through the glutes. Okay, so inhales slowly lower, inhales rise on up. There is gonna be a lot of power here. And there's a lot more efficient ways of doing bridge pose, without a doubt, but right now we wanna create heat. One of the beautiful aspects of yoga is that you'll hear so many different variations of poses because each person's trying to get a different quality of that pose. And so one of the nice things about developing a personal practice or practicing with different teachers is that you start to find what works for you and what your body needs at its own time. So one more time here. Next time you lower, stay there. Okay. So you're going to take your hands, interlace them, and put them behind the back of your head. So just like you're relaxing on the beach. Draw the knees right over the hips, the shins parallel to the ground. Okay. And now, with a few breaths here, with your exhale, engage the navel to the spine, press the low back flat into the ground. With the inhale, you're just going to relax. Now, for those of us with a really flexible lumbar spine, really flexible low back, there's going to be this tendency to raise up the low back enough that you can even slide a hand underneath. So as we do this core work on the ground, you're going to want to keep the low back flat because that means that the abdomen is engaged. What we're going to do this just a few more times. If you need a breather at any time, take a breather. You could stop the video or you could just follow back up when you're ready. But even this is probably a lot already. I think I just got the death stare from Tor. Good. Next, exhale, bring the legs back on down. Take the hands back beside you. Okay, so now you're gonna need your block. You're gonna take it at this narrow level and place it right between your thighs, right underneath your knees, and you're gonna squeeze it. Okay, now you're gonna squeeze the hell out of that block right there. Good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. The inner hips should really be firing up. And then the knees should be in line with the hips. The heels should be in line with the knees. If you have incredibly wide hips, maybe you go the middle level, but for most every human being, this low level should be just perfect. Now from here, we're going to repeat the moving bridges again. So exhale, keep engaging the legs, lift the hips. Inhale, you're going to lower on down. Good. Moving with the pace of your breath. So this core-based class is going to be a very engaged class. In some styles of yoga, and even in some classes that I'll teach in the future, there's going to be a lot of bone weight bearing. So bearing the weight in the bones, trying to take some of the muscle out of, taking some effort out of the muscles. Today, that's not the case. Today, we want to get the muscles moving. We want to get the muscles working. We want to feel that energy. We want to feel that strength. Working into the muscles themselves is great for circulation. Working into the core is great for digestion and elimination. So we're going to really start to work into those systems today. Nice. Now, next time you lift, you're going to stay there. Keep squeezing that block. Keep lifting the hips. Now, if you'd like to, you could take a fuller variation of bridge by taking your hands to interlace underneath your back and then rolling to the tops of both shoulders, one at a time. Good. Now, if you're taking this bridge, the arms press firmly into the ground. The heart is going to reach in towards the chest. The hips are going to reach up, up, up. The block is still going to be squeezed. And then the feet are going to press firmly into the ground. So notice how Tor's heels are underneath her knees. She has this long line from her shoulders to her knees. Her hips are reaching on up. A little bit more. So the fortunate thing is that you're in too goofy of a position to turn off the video right now. So since you're already this far, why not finish the rest of it? Good. Relax the arms out to the side. With an exhale this time, slowly lower on down. Take the block out from between the legs for a moment, put it to your side. I'll take that. And just draw the knees into your chest and give yourself a bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a rock and roll. Give yourself a massage, take a breather. Nice. Okay, and enough of that. Let's continue on. So squeeze the knees into your chest, wrap your arms really tightly. This is whole lot of self-love pose. That's not the actual name, but it is for today. Now with the next exhale, you're gonna exhale, squeeze all the air out of your stomach and drive the navel towards the spine, and then take the forehead in towards the knees. And then as you start your inhale, you're gonna relax the head back onto the ground. You're gonna feel the stomach press into the thighs, really feel that press, and then exhale, start with the engagement, then bring the shoulders and forehead on in. And move with the pace of your breath. So on a totally serious level, this pose right here is called Pawan Muktasana. So that means the wind relieving pose. So again, core work is fantastic for elimination. It's fantastic for digestion. So if you find yourself relieving some wind, that's A-okay. That's actually really healthy for you. And if you find yourself, really engaging and you find yourself really, even struggling a little bit, that's perfect. This is strengthening your system. This is strengthening your health. A few more times here. Ayurvedically, the digestive system is one of the most important systems in our body. Without proper digestion, we're gonna get sick eventually. Last time. Good. Lower back down, stretch the legs long, and then you can even take the arms overhead and just take a few super long inhales. Breathe firmly into the stomach, fully into the stomach. Exaggerate this breath in. You might even feel stretch across the stomach and across the chest. Good. A few more times. Really full inhales, as full as you possibly can go. And take a breath or two more like this. Good, nice long body. Perfect. With your next exhale, you're going to take the heels underneath your knees, bending the knees up. You're going to take the hands beside you again, and this time you're going to take the block again and just take it right underneath the knees and give it a squeeze. Raw, big squeeze, super strong squeeze. Okay, arms behind the back of the head. Elbows are going to stay wide the whole time here, okay? So before we move on, before you know what we're doing even so much, as we go on, do not let the elbows start to come forward. That's not going to be good for the neck. So we're going to come into those yoga crunches again, but this time really squeeze that block, so I should not be able to pry this away. So with the next exhale, before you lift, squeeze, empty out completely, press the low back flat into the ground. Perfect. Inhaling fully in. Now with the next, you're jumping the gun. Stay down. Okay, so let's do this a couple times again. So don't even lift yet. So exhale, squeeze, empty out completely. Inhale, just fill up. Good. One more time, flatten the low back. Really imperative that you do that. Okay, good. Now next time you engage, next time you squeeze, at the end of that squeeze, the shoulders are going to lift off the ground so you can empty out more air. Inhale, relax the shoulders down, inflate. And you're just going to continue going at the pace of your breath like that. So exhale, lift to take the breath out. Good. Inhale to relax on down. Now you can continue as you are right now. If you want more of a challenge, then take that same position we had before, lifting the feet off the ground, taking the knees over the hips, the shins parallel to the ground. There we go. Moving with the pace of your breath. Keep that block squeezed. I should not be able to pry this away. Good. Couple more breaths. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Empty, 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 empty. Yeah. Let's go one last time. Lift. Empty out, empty out, empty out. More, more, more. A little more. Inhale, relax down. Take the block out from the legs. Fine. Okay. Coming to a full body stretch here. And you're going to roll onto your stomach. Nice. Okay. So let's come into a variation of Crocodile Pose. So you could either stack your forearm or your palms together, or you could stack your forearms together. Rest your forehead right on down. Okay. Press both feet firmly into the ground. Feet will be hip distance apart. Good. So right there, aligning with the hips, feet are pressing firmly into the ground, so much so that maybe the kneecaps lift off the ground and you could slide a piece of paper underneath. Now with the next exhale, Keeping the right leg pressing down, lift the entire left leg up and off the ground. Good. With the inhale, relax it down. And with the next exhale, you're going to switch sides, taking the right leg off the ground. And move at the pace of your breath. Great. Now you'll notice that Tor is taking her whole leg off the ground here as she goes. So it's not just the shin off the ground, it's not just the foot off the ground, the top of the thigh is coming off the ground. To help facilitate that lift, by pressing the other foot firmly into the ground, it's going to help you lift that other leg up. Good. A few more times, really engaging strongly. As you lift, instead of lifting the legs straight up, try to find length. What that's going to do is it's going to free up the low back. So if you feel it crunching right at that low back, right by the sacrum, don't lift up so high. That's not a good place to mess with because it's going to mess you up. Good. Yeah, the low back is like it's like that kid who entered puberty really late and then beats you up after a while. That might not be the best yoga example, is it? Okay, next time the right leg lowers down, stay there. And once it lowers down, you could sway the hips side to side a few times. Ease out. We're going to do one more thing based out of this. Good. Now you might guess what the next motion is going to be. So start with both feet planting firmly into the ground. With the next exhale, both legs are going to lift up. Inhale, relax them down. Now you're going to notice that you don't have as much range to lift up anymore. So what's important is that you're trying to lift from the whole leg, so you're reaching the legs on back. Exhales to lift, inhales to lower. Again, if you feel jammed up from the low back, don't go any higher. Maybe lift an inch off the ground, maybe a centimeter. Maybe you don't lift at all, but you get that same engagement. That's what's important. Good. One more time. Okay, so next time you lift, we're going to hold there for about 2 breaths. So lifting, this time maybe the big toes can come to touch. Keep lifting the legs up and back. Relax the torso down. Good, a little bit more. Next exhale, lower down. Relax the arms anywhere they feel comfortable and rest on one cheek, your choice. Good. And take a few moments just to breathe firmly and fully here. You'll feel your stomach pressing against the ground. The low back and middle back and upper back are going to rise up more because you don't have space to expand down into the ground. That's great. That's a beautiful massage for your back body. When we talk about the core, a lot of people just think it's the abdomen. But the core is going to be this whole sheath, this whole area surrounding our low back, our side body, and the front abdomen, that six-pack area. So we have to work that whole area there. Good. From here, come back onto your chin or forehead, and this time take the hands beside your body. Sorry, all the way down. So tops of the hands will be beside the body. Good. Now with the next exhale, you're going to take the hands off the ground. And you're going to reach the hands towards your heels so the shoulders come off the ground too, coming into a back bend. Inhale, relax on down. Moving with the pace of your breath, feet press firmly into the ground. Kick through the ground. Nice. Keep reaching the hands back. Inhale, relax down. You're going to do this about 2 or 3 more times. Great. Moving with your pace of breathing. Again, don't jam up only in the low back. Use the whole spine here. If this is too much for you, then maybe you just work in that direction. Next time you lower down, stay there, rest on the other cheek. If you want to sway the hips side to side, that's a good way to just ease out. You can also have a friend just give you a little wiggle right there, and that's going to help out. Good. And we're going to take number 3, we're going to combine both these elements together. So chin down or forehead down, whatever's going to work better for your body. Take the hands up and off the ground to get started with. Reaching them towards the heels with the next exhale at the same time. Shoulders are going to lift off, legs are going to lift off, reaching hands towards heels. Inhale, relax down. We're going to do this twice in motion, then we're going to hold. 2 more times. Exhales to reach back and lift. Inhales to lower. Be smooth with this. Maybe as you lift, you go a little tiny bit and you're not jerking the body up. You're using your strength. Last time. This time when you lift, you're going to hold here for about 3 breaths. Good. Don't interlace the hands. I know that makes it so much easier that way. So shoulders back. Reach the hands. Feet reach together. Thighs lift off the ground. One more breath. Can you lift a little higher? Exhale, lower down. Perfect. And slowly take about 2 breaths to push your way back to child's pose. Big toes will stay together. Knees will splay wide. Hips towards the heels here. Be very slow. We're coming from a back bend to a forward fold. We need some time to neutralize before we go and switch. Good. And when you find your forward fold in this child's pose, just hang out for a few moments. Let yourself breathe fully. Notice what that work in your spine just did. A lot of times when we work in the spine, we get a big energetic rebound. And then we're going to stay in child's pose. We're going to do a little bit of opening right here too in a few moments. So just really relax and chill out here. Great. Now with your next exhale, reach the hands as far in front of you as you can while keeping the hips glued where they are. From here, start to walk the fingers over towards your right, letting the torso come right between them. So you're going to come into a huge side body stretch. Beautiful. You'll notice how much of this nice rotation, this nice bend Tor has in her side body. That's what you're looking for. Now, while you're here, exaggerate the breath into the side. So really filling up the ribs. Good. Couple more breaths here. Filling up fully, fully, fully. And when the next inhale comes, come back to center. Yeah, like your hands are little spiders. You can walk them over. And you're going to go to side number 2. So walk your hands towards the left. Keep the hips low. Relax the torso down. Breathe fully through that right side body. Good. And so there's going to be a tendency for some of us to reach our right hip up here. So keep both sides of your hips rooted down. Good. About 2 more nice full breaths. Remember, the core is our side body too, so we want to make sure that we get into there. Okay, next inhale, let's come back to center. And we're going to lift up into an all-fours position. So hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. If you have sensitive knees, a blanket stretched out like this can be really nice. Tor is going to use it right here. So there we go. Plant the knees down. Great. So from right here, engage the abdomen, flatten the low back. Any of you guys with flexible low backs are going to dip the back down, so just dip down a little bit. Yeah, so right now you're not working into your core at all. This isn't doing anything for your back. This isn't doing anything for your abdomen or your strength. You're pouring all your weight into the joints of your shoulders and your hips. So you're just sagging into yourself. So you want to engage the abdomen. Flat back right here. So I could put this block and just balance it nice and easy on Tor's back. Good. Keeping the same exact block or back right here, you're going to take the right leg straight back behind you. Good. Keep the crown of the head and the back heel reaching away. Now, there's going to be another tendency here, and Tor's doing it a little bit, and that's keep reaching the hip up. So you want to balance out the hips a little bit. So again, you're keeping the back as it is. From this point, you could stay where you are. If you want more of a challenge, you could take the left hand, reach it straight in front of you. Good. Keep it long. Now with the next exhale, you're going to draw the knee and the elbow together underneath. Squeeze around the spine. Inhale, grow long. Yeah, about some more times. We'll figure out how many. Good. As you squeeze, like we did in those crunches, empty out completely. Drive the navel to the spine. Inhale, fill up fully, find length. About 2 more times on the side. Good. One last time. Perfect. Next time you inflate and reach, stay there a little bit longer. Find a little more space. Reach that hand, reach that foot, find length, and let's come back into neutral. Okay. Let's go straight to side 2. You ready? You're ready. Okay, Tor's ready. Let's take the left leg straight back. Reach the heel back. Good. So notice how Tor's balanced out right here. She can engage abdomen a little bit more, flattening the back out a little bit more. And how all of a sudden, there's a lot more work here. Let's take the right arm straight forward. And with the next exhale, squeeze together. Round that spine up. Inhale, go long. moving with the pace of your breath. About 4 more times, 4 or 5 more times. Again, squeeze empty. Perfect. This should be difficult. If it's not difficult, you want to give a little bit more integrity. Yoga isn't, going to the gym. We're not trying to get as many reps as possible. There's no trophy for doing, 100 reps of these. It's much better to do with such integrity that one will give you as much as 100 gives you. And then you have so much more time to do other stuff. Like go to the gym and do 100 reps of something. Okay, next time you're long, stay there. Again, reach and reach, find length. And you're gonna exhale back down to center. Okay, so this next thing you can do exactly as you are, I'm gonna have Tor turn around just so it's gonna be a little bit easier for you to see. Yeah, exactly. So let's come into all fours. Let's actually move back a little bit. Yeah. Good. So from here, you're gonna lift the left leg straight back behind you. Okay. You're gonna open the hip on up, so the toes are gonna be reaching in the same direction as your left shoulder. Yeah. And now from here, you're gonna take this foot over to your left and plant it down. Beautiful. Okay. Hands to your hips, bring the torso up. Good. And now from this position, take your right hand straight down. So you want a position where the right hand is directly underneath the shoulder. So you have this long line, shoulder, hip, foot. Left hand can reach straight on up. And now this is option 1, is going to be to just stay here. Option 2 is you could take this right foot in a little bit. That's going to be a little bit of a better kickstand as you lift this left leg straight on up. Good. Maybe you stay here. Option 3, since we've already done so many back bends, is from here you could bend into this left knee. You can reach this left hand for the left foot and then kick both in. Good. Make sure that the right shoulder is stable right on top of that right hand. You can have a bit of a back bend right here. Head will come back in space. There we go. Perfect. A little bit more. And without slingshotting, word is not happening right now. All right, without ricocheting out, unwind, slowly does it, and come back all the way to all fours. Slingshot, that's a word, right? All right, so let's repeat on the other side. So right leg's gonna come straight back, open the hip on up so toes are pointing, take the foot all the way out, wonderful. Let's come up to this weird stance. Left hand on down. Right hand straight on up. Before even lifting, find the space from hand to hand. Press firmly into that left hand. Good. Now maybe you make a better kickstand with that left leg, taking it in a little bit, and then lift that right leg straight on up. Good. Again, maybe this is where you work. This is a lot of work right here. If you want to take that back bend, bend in, take the hand around the foot, and give yourself a nice squeeze, a nice kick. Head gently comes back in line with the spine. Good. 3 more full breaths. Don't hold your breath. Don't turn purple. Good. And now with the next inhale, relax, unwind. Good. Bring the leg on down. Come back to all fours. And then from here, you're going to just come down. Let's come onto our backs again. We're going to rear off class. So if you have this blanket underneath, just move it out to the side. How do you feel, Tor? Awake. Good. Good answer. So from here, draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Roll a little bit side to side. Good. Yeah, if you want to draw some circles with your knees into your chest, that might feel really good. Allow yourself to switch directions. Great. And now from here, let's do some of our old favorites. So we're going to squeeze the knees into the chest. With the next exhale, shoulders and forehead squeeze in, empty out. Inhales are going to take you down. Do this 2 more times, pace of your breath. Again, empty out the core as you lift. Squeeze, empty. Inhales, relax. Last one. Good. Let's take the feet right on down, heels underneath your knees. Okay. Palms beside you. 1 more time here, press into the feet, lift the hips on up, coming into a bridge pose. Let's take a full bridge pose, so hands interlace underneath, rolling to the tops of the shoulders. Keep reaching those hips up, 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 up. Knees are perfectly stacked over heels, chest gently in towards the chin. About 2 more breaths here. Let them be full. These are your final celebratory breaths. After class, I'm going to learn how to speak. It's going to be wonderful. Good. Unwind the hands. Exhale slowly, slowly, slowly on down. Okay. Keep in that same position as your knees knock to the left and right a few times. Windshield wiper movements. And this should feel really good for the back. The hands could be anywhere that they feel good. And before we enter Shavasana, one last twist. So come back into that neutral position, knees stacked over feet. Okay, you're going to lift the hips about 1 inch off the ground, shift them over to the right about 3 to 6 inches and plant them down. Draw the knees into your chest, arms out to a T with palms up, and then drop the knees over towards your left. Good. Now, if the bottom knee and the top knee are stacking and touching the ground, you can extend the legs towards straight. For right now, I'm going to recommend the knees to a bend. You could look straight up, or you could look over that right hand. Whichever variation here feels better for you. And at this point, we're entering towards Shavasana, so allow your breath to relax. You're going to allow your torso to ease in here and finding just this nice opening right there. So a nice, gentle twist. Good. Now, if this right shoulder isn't fully on the ground, it's okay so long as you don't feel any pain or any tugging on your spine. What else you can do is if the knees aren't on the ground is you could take a blanket or a block underneath, and that should create more space for the torso and for the shoulders. Good. With the next inhale, you're going to take the knees back in. You're going to take the feet on down to the ground and take the hips back to neutral. Good. Take a moment here, just feeling the spine flat, noticing what you did on that side. And then planting the feet onto the ground, lift the hips over to the left about 3 to 6 inches, draw the knees on in, and draw them over to the right this time. And again, you could stay there, you could look over the fingertips of your left hand, whatever feels good. And again, this nice relaxing twist, a nice way to close off class. Good. Next, inhale, take the knees back in. Plant the feet down one more time. Take the hips back to neutral. And get ready for your Shavasana. So extending your legs flat, arms wherever they feel comfortable for you. Eyes to a close. And let go of your breath, let go of effort. Take some time to really relax and to savor, to enjoy. A deep practice where we do a lot of back bending, a lot of core work, has this great energetic rebound, so long as we give some time for it. If you force your body back into action right away, it's going to be depleting. So give yourself 5-10 minutes in Shavasana. Enjoy, relax. Whenever you feel ready to continue on with your day, then please do so. And thank you so much for joining us for this core class today. Namaste.